Hello, my name is Randy Ripke. I'm the developer of TASbiller Cloud. The following video will help explain features of the program. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or call. I hope you enjoy your use of TASbiller Cloud. Good morning, this is Randy Ripke, the developer of TASbiller Cloud. Today we're going to discuss the billing periods in TASbiller, and we're going to process a complete billing cycle, which will be start to finish the procedures for doing billing on billing day. First, billing menu. This is my live data from my database in TASbiller Cloud. I have 3 companies and 3 different billing cycles. Most of you will only have 1 company and 1 billing cycle. Some of you have more than this, but this will give you a good example of how the billing periods work. For example, the last billing I did for my answering services was on September 10th. If we edit this billing period, we can see the invoice date was the 10th. My base charges ran from the 10th through October 7th. My usage charges were from the 13th of August through the 9th of September. And I billed for 2 companies, which are my 2 answering services, both on 28-day cycle. This is telling TASbiller Cloud to compare this billing period with period 8 when we do our comparison analysis, and eventually it's going to show the billing period for last year. It's also telling the system that I'm going to repeat this billing period every 28 days. So TASbiller Cloud, once I finish this billing period, will automatically create a new one for me. Now, unlike the answering service billing, I have 2 different variations for my TASbiller billing. I have my PC TASbiller customers who are on an annual cycle. So on October 1st, I'll be billing just my TASconcepts customers who are on annual billing. And the billing period will be for a 1-year period. Now, I've been doing the TASconcepts billing for a while. So now, this one has a comparison with the last year's billing period and the previous month's billing period. My TASbiller Cloud billing is a monthly billing, so this invoice date will cover the charges for this date period because we're charging 1 month in advance. And again, for TASconcepts, the billing company, those customers on a monthly cycle. This billing period will also repeat monthly, and the previous billing period would be the October billing, which was actually done in September 1st. Now I'm going to switch from my live billing database to my demo database so we can actually process a complete billing cycle. On the General Information tab, we have the name of the billing period, which is only for your use. This does not appear on the invoice anywhere. This is just for your reference. So I know this was for the year 2019, I'm on 28-day billing, so this was period 11 of the 13 periods. Here's my invoice date, my base charges, again on a 28-day cycle, and my usage charges for the 28 days prior. I actually have my invoice templates hard-coded to upon receipt, but you can check that box if you like so the due dates do not print. I'm billing, for our purposes here, we only have the 1 company, the demo answering service. Let's just pick 28-day. We are going to repeat this billing period every 28 days. We're going to compare this billing period with 2019 period 10 when we do our comparison analysis later in the process. Once we've saved the information on the General Information tab, the Transactions tab is now available. Notice you can't proceed forward until you accomplish the prior step. The checkbox being checked off means we've saved this information and it should be correct. So now we're going to load billing data. Now on my demo system here, I'm set up for multiple systems. I'm just going to load one of them for our purposes here. So I'm going to select the StarTel, one of my demo files. So I've selected the file I'm going to load. It's going to pad for me if I want to for 4 digits. It's going to compare the account number in my task system with the account number in TASbiller. And if everything looks good here, I'm going to process. Now, this file has all of the records for one of my companies, so I expect to see quite a few not found. Normally we wouldn't have that. It did find the 14 accounts I do have set up in my demo database. I can export this exception report to an Excel or a CSV file and review it later. Now the very nice part of TASbiller Cloud is that it gives me a totals here, so I can look at the totals imported from that billing file and make sure these numbers make sense with what I expect to see for a complete billing period for this company. If all of these numbers look okay and I have no other data to load, I check the no additional data checkbox, and I'm able to move on to posting. Late charges are the first thing I want to process. This is going to list every account that has a balance, and based on this calculation, I'm going to make quite a bit of late charges here. Again, this is the description that's going to show up on the client's invoice. This is the date we're going to post it, and the various parameters being used for calculating the late charge. I can manually override these late charges if I want to. I can zero them out. I can make them larger, or I can adjust them as I see fit. Once they're looking the way I want them to, I click Post, and that step is now complete. And here's my late charge revenue. One-time charges would be used for holiday fees. So let's say I want to charge a Labor Day fee, and I'm going to choose a holiday posting account and charge everyone $10. And I want to include my bill on master sub-accounts. So this way the sub-accounts that are bill on master will also each incur a $10 holiday fee charge. When I process this, it again gives me a total of how much was posted. I'm now ready to move on to preview the postings for all of my accounts. This preview will generate and list in columns all the base charges for each account, the quantity charges, the non-recurring charges, which are the total of the one-time charges plus the late charges, any taxes, and the total for the period. It's going to also compare it with last period and show me how much of an increase or decrease I have. I can scroll through this and see by account how much each account is going to bill, if they've gone up or down from last period. I can also export this file to an Excel spreadsheet and then do all kinds of sorts by who billed the most or who billed the least, whose change was largest, and so forth. A very nice export to have. If everything looks okay here, I post my charges. I'm then ready to proceed with batch processing. If I preview this, it will list all the accounts that are set up for credit card processing. I have a further illustration of this in a separate video for credit card processing. I'm not going to process this at this time. If I were to process this, it would charge my credit card for $147.34. We're going to then move on to invoice distribution. Now I'm going to uncheck the resend unpaid invoices from prior periods because of this demonstration data. I would have a lot of unpaid invoices. I'm just going to look at the invoices for the current period. So I'm going to preview invoices. This will bring up the actual invoice that's about to be sent out to my customers. So I can see my holiday fee for Labor Day, any taxes, any charges for the accounts, the total that's due. I can scan through the different accounts and make sure each one looks correct. And if everything is looking good here, I can then proceed with distribution and say yes. This then gives me the option to print, email, or coming soon, mail invoices using one of the print mail companies, and the files will be automatically sent to the mail company. If you choose to print invoices, again, you'll see an example here, and you choose the print button, and those who are set up for printing will be printed on your local printer. A log comes up showing me which accounts were sent to the printer for printing. I can then email invoices, and once again a log comes up confirming which accounts received an invoice, that they were sent successfully, and what time. And this concludes billing processing.